Welcome to this front-end mock-up of a chatting application where you have a couple of conversation groups, each of them with their name, some members, and some last message being shown. Clicking on this, you can see the message details in each of these conversations. Again, the conversation name, the members, the kind of messages which we have, text and image, and some notifications that someone was added, someone was removed, and some timestamps even on each of these messages. Timestamps being time sensitive. If it is more than a few days, you will see something like this. If it is something like just now, maybe a few minutes ago or even some seconds ago, so something like that. You can also add some users, let's say this bot user, which will periodically send me some messages, or maybe I can even remove some user like this. So you will also see some notifications for that someone was added or someone was removed. So bot being added, it started messaging me. I can also send messages back or even send some images. So notice a modal opening right now. You can preview. If it is valid, this confirmation button will become active and you can send a image as a message. Then you can also search for certain users, which all conversation they can be found, and so you can see this user being found in only these few conversations. You can click them, open them, or you can also create a conversation with some certain users in your mind. So you can create a conversation, create it. You can see this has been created, and you can even start messaging. So the same thing. In terms of my states, I have these few states. Also, this is persisting. If I refresh the screen, everything is there. All the messages are still persistent. In terms of my state, I am storing all my conversations, which are, each conversation is basically a conversation ID. The name of that group, let's say this is created now. And the users involved there, and each of these messages. So messages are also different types. Let's say this is a text message, so who has sent it, what was the timestamp, what was the type of this message, because there are a couple of kinds of messages, like someone is joining, someone is leaving, someone is sending an image. So these kind of things are stored for each conversation. Then we have some user level detail. Let's say all the user are stored here, user IDs, the images. Then I have some current state being tracked, that which conversation is your current conversation. So let's say this conversation's ID is current conversation, that's why it is opened in this window. And which user ID is yours. If you're typing some search term here, then this will be coming in this state. And if you're creating a conversation from the button besides like this one, then that would have been the last state in here, this one. That concludes the video demo. In terms of code, this is the app.js file where we have some notifications using this toast container. We have some header being shown of the app, and then two sections of our app, side panel and the main panel. Side panel includes the conversation names and those users on the side, and the actual content of the message, the messaging console, those things in the main panel. Then we have these three routes related to modal, like whenever you wanted to send an image or modify user list or create conversation, then these modals, these components will be opened, which is, and although all these three are using this common modal component, they just populate data differently. So coming back to the component section, so even in this folder we have a couple of sections over here. Bot section, where I have some initial seed data for different image URLs or message text, and different user IDs this can take. And this has been run by this automatic script periodically, which runs using a set interval method in this use effect to send a message to certain conversation group where this user is a part of. Secondly, I have main panel where all the different components related to messaging console, or each of the message elements, or even the whole message window, or if you wanted the send image modal basically, which is this one modal, is actually getting populated using this all these different functions specifically configured for the send image modal. So in a way, this modal is a higher order function right now. Then we have similarly for our side panel, it's related components, like you want to create a conversation or search for a user in some conversation, or the side panel itself, and each of the message element in the side panel. Then we have using Redux store, we have of course actions and reducers and our whole store object being configured over here. In terms of reducer, I just want to show that we have conversation reducers, current reducers, and user reducers, which are combined inside in this index.js using combined reducers. And this is my actual state. I have initial state being captured in this document, which is seeded by this in the app. Then my store consists of this, which is also using Redux persist to persist on refreshes. That would be all. Thank you very much.